Well, coming up, we're talking about spring wedding trends. Designer David Meister is live in studio, and he's bringing along a few models, Ted.
It's going to take a while to put on a wedding dress, I would imagine. Not that I've ever tried.
And they're looking good, let me tell you.
Okay.
Live from NBC4, this is Today in L.A.
Welcome back. Okay, so spring is right around the corner, and that means it's wedding season. And that means if you're planning to get married, nothing is more important than, yes, the groom, but also the wedding dress. And for that, David Meister, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Now, without question, and I am biased because I love your dresses, but I think you're one of the most talented designers out there right now. And you have a new line coming out specifically for wedding dresses, and we're talking about what's hot for spring.
Right, absolutely. Bridal, it's our new collection, and we're actually getting ready to launch the second line as well. So why don't we start with our models. Gina?
Gina, if you could step forward right here. I feel like I'm there we go.
Here we go. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
This is color. You know, brides today, they're not looking to be the basic traditional bride any longer. And this is this beautiful, soft, grayish blue with the large sash at the waist. It's a very traditional shape, but making it more interesting and a little fresher with this beautiful, soft color.
Okay, so you're telling us now white is always going to be in, but you're saying we can get away with a little shade, a little darker shade like this one that's gray.
Absolutely. There are soft pink, there are soft grays. Women are looking to kind of push the boundaries. It's not for everyone, but for the more fashion-forward bride, it's definitely
fashion-forward bride.
More fashion-forward bride.
Okay, speaking of fashion-forward, there's this new nude illusion. It's coming out. You're seeing it a lot on, I see it a lot on Bravo's Housewives. This is kind of the new look. It's sexy, but you're saying it's not too sexy for the bride.
Absolutely. You know, women today, again, they want to be sexy, they want to be glamorous. You know, a lot of it's really reflected from red carpet dressing. And I think the next model that we're seeing here, you know, one shoulder has been a huge trend. You know, it's been a trend for years now. And as we see in this dress, it's very structural and architectural. And again, too, we've got the touch of color at the waist on the next model, which is black. And again, you could tie your wedding party together. You know, women are wearing black as the bridesmaids, or if you're wearing lavender, you can always do a ribbon of color at your waist, too. If you're not so bold to go with a full color gown, you can go with just an accent or a hint of color.
Now, David, you do a lot of designing for people on the red carpets, whether it's the Golden Globes or the Oscars, and what you're doing here is you're kind of designing for the ultimate red carpet event, and that is the wedding. And what you're showing right here is the one strap. You think that that's okay for a wedding? You think that that's the new thing?
Absolutely. It's one of the new things, and actually, if you can kind of turn around, the back draping on this is really gorgeous. I mean, as a bride, you've got to look great coming and going.
Right, that's true.
And as you said, red carpet moment, you know, not everyone is a celebrity on a red carpet, but what bigger red carpet moment in your life is there than your wedding day?
That's true.
That's the ultimate red carpet moment.
That is the ultimate red carpet moment.
So you not only have to look good, you have to feel good, because you're in that dress all day long. So you can't be tugging and pulling and squirming. You got to feel good or you're not going to look good.
So our makeup artist, Harmony, when we were getting ready this morning, she was getting me ready, and we were talking a little bit about spring trends and what's hot and what's not. Something she was talking about was the shoes. She's going with a little color for her shoes. She's going with a blue shoe. Thoughts on that, David?
Absolutely. I love it. You're seeing the blue shoe.
Right.
Red shoes. Red shoes are one of the biggest trends right now in footwear for brides.
There's no place like home.
And click your heels, baby. I don't know. It'll take you somewhere. But red shoes. And the first I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I know a lot of women who are wearing red shoes. So I don't know. Metallics are big too, but the red, I kind of like the red too.
I like the red too. What about the cutouts? Because that's another thing you were talking about, and a lot of your designs feature that.
Yes.
Cutouts, not too sexy, you're saying.
No. And what you can do too for the bride, I think in our next gown that we're going to see, if you don't really want to show skin, you can have it lined in nude. For the woman who's feeling great and in shape for that big day, you know, show the skin. And actually this gown right here, another kind of trend that we're seeing now, these simple T-shirt shapes, and this neckline of this gown, it's a boat neck, a little beaded T-shirt.
Oh,
it's on
beautiful.
Nude Illusion, and she actually is wearing something nude under it. So appearance of nudity, but it's not. So it's still sexy and glamorous. But I think too, if you're going to do something like this, you don't want to be bare and cut to your waist. You know, she's covered in a high boat neck and a little sleeve, so it's still sexy but not overtly in your face like va 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 voom.
Now, one thing you mentioned was being in shape for that special day, but you also have a plus line,
yes.
And that's why I think this is something that could really, anyone can relate to this. What if you're not really at your peak shape on your wedding day? What do you suggest for that?
You know, I think you have to feel good about yourself, and by being at your peak self doesn't mean you're going to be a size 4. Mm-hmm. You know, I dress people who are size 18 and 20. They're in great shape. So I think you have to feel good with yourself. That's what it's about. You got to feel good about yourself and feel good with yourself. And still, if you're not feeling so happy, Spanx it and double Spanx it. There's always a trend. There's always something to use.
Trust me, I'm all about
Right?
the Spanx. Okay, now where can people find your gowns? And we're looking at a price point of?
They're about $2,000 to $4,500.
Okay.
They're at fine bridal specialty stores, and you can go to my website, davidmeister.com, and that'll direct you to the stores in your area.
David Meister, always a pleasure. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Beautiful gowns. All right, Ted, it's time for you to get married. Let's get on this. It's back to you.
Wow, Andy, way to call me out on the air. Okay. Impressed with the costume changes really fast. Coming up, Carl Bell has a check of the Sunday.